Hello, Mike Harris from Golf Monthly, and today you join me not on the golf course, but in the studio. This is part 3 of our Get Fast Go Low series with Cobra Puma Golf, where I'm looking to transform my game this year with the aid of some custom fitting. I've got fitted for a whole new set of Cobra clubs at the start of the year. That was video 1 in the series. And then in video 2, I was working with PGA Pro Alex Elliott. Do remember to check out all of Alex's channels, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter as well. And Alex was working with me on my technique as well. And today's video is about fitness, or more specifically, golf fitness. How do you make the most of your flexibility? How can you increase speed through stretching work? This is not super difficult stuff. This is not for regular gym goers, although we'll look at some elements if you do go to the gym you can incorporate into your routine. These are all pretty simple things that any golfer can do. It's going to aid mobility, it's going to aid flexibility, and really get you prepared for golf. It was really interesting when I did that lesson with Alex back at Silvermere early in the year. So check out video 2 to see some of the things that Alex got me working on. And one purchase that I made was a set of TheraBands. This is just one of 5. It was only 20 quid online. Buy it from the TheraBand website. And I've incorporated TheraBand work into my pre-round routine. And it's about getting your body ready for golf. It's not about just walking the first tee and having a couple of swishes. If you get your body ready for golf, you're going to give yourself the best chance of swinging well and performing well. If you're new to the Golf Monthly YouTube channel, do remember to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications. That way you'll get to hear about whenever we upload a new video, whether that's a gear review, a bit of tour player content, or some tips and tuition and tricks to help you get more out of your game. So I'm joined now by Alex Elliott. Alex, a PGA Pro and also a Cobra Puma ambassador. I worked with Alex early in the year in videos 1 and 2 at Silvermere. So Alex, give me a little bit of insight into what you feel fitness and flexibility can do for your golf game, whatever level you are.
Yeah, I think the important thing about fitness is understanding, okay, sometimes our body limits how we can swing the golf club. So for example, if we've got a shoulder injury, it may actually limit our ability to release the club. If we've got back issues, it may be hard to turn during the backswing. So I think it's understanding some stretches, understanding some mobility stuff that we can actually do to improve our body, which ultimately, hopefully, will improve the way we swing the golf club. Because I think it's understanding that we don't have to swing it and be like Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, and be these muscle men, but ultimately be in the best physical shape for you, so you can swing it the best you can. Because you could be trying to work on a move with your coach, but ultimately you could have a shoulder issue which stops you doing the release, or a back issue which stops you on the backswing. So it's understanding, okay, what are my limitations in my body and how I can improve it a little bit to help me find those marginal gains on the course.
Yeah, absolutely. And say definitely feel that the work I've been doing around stretching and flexibility has been helping my golf game. Maybe not so much translating to scores, but I'm definitely hitting the ball further. I picked up quite a lot of driver distance this year, and I'm feeling my striking my irons a lot better. And the flexibility fitness work that I've been doing has really helped that. I'm going to get Alex now to demonstrate a few moves that you can do, and that's with and without a TheraBand. There's also, if you go to the gym, a couple of moves to be able to put into your routine that are hopefully going to help with that golf fitness.
So this is the all body stretch. I think this is a really good one to feel a stretch on the lats, some stretch on the shoulders, the hamstrings, and ultimately just getting the core active. We need to have that active and just have the body fired up when we're on the golf course. And I like to do this one before we go out for a round of golf, or actually when we're in the gym as a warm up before we do some kind of heavier exercises. So really nice and simply, we can actually choose a band with a stretch that we want. We can go wider to make it a little bit easier, but roughly I want to keep your hands around shoulder width apart. We're going to keep that stretch on the band as we try and raise our hands to the sky. We're going to try and feel like we're going to touch the ceiling. As we do this, we're going to feel like we're going to bow down. So we're going to feel our spine roll over. Try and get the crown of the head touching the ground. Slightly bend the knees, and then we're going to walk the hands out, all the way out, until we go into a semi-plank. We're going to hold that position. We'll start to feel now that we've got a little bit of a movement on the core. Then we're going to work all the way back, feeling the stretch on the hamstrings, keep the tension on the band, all the way up, feel that stretch in the lats. And the more you try and push up towards the sky, the more we're going to feel the stretch. And this is going to be really important in terms of stretch during the backswing, but ultimately just preparing the whole body. This one is a personal favourite for me. It's something that I've really struggled with in terms of mobility during the backswing and on the through swing. We're going to get on a stretch now that's going to really feel like we get a stretch through our thoracic spine, so roughly around here. Now in the golf swing, as we're in golf posture, this is a bit that is very, very active throughout the top of our spine and ultimately in the backswing, but then I think even more importantly on the way through, and that's the bit that I really feel the stretch. Really nice and simple. We're going to go down onto our knees, hands out. We're going to go this way to begin with. So we're going to put our left hand forwards, slightly bend the elbow. As we do this, we're going to feel like we're going to thread the hand under. So I want you to feel as though the left shoulder stays high, but we're going to thread the right hand under and the right shoulder under, so like so. As we go under, we're going to feel the right shoulder go under, and we're going to feel the fingers on the ground now. We'll start to feel that stretch throughout that thoracic, and then we're going to slide it back through and back into this position. And again, we're going to feel the right shoulder high now, thread it under in the opposite direction, shoulder under, right shoulder high, feel as though we slowly wind it back through. And what we're trying to feel is either side of our thoracic, we're trying to feel like we're stretching it. So we're not only looking for mobility during the thoracic spine, but we're trying to stretch either side of it as well. So let's get the TheraBand out. This is something that I feel we get a nice stretch in our hip flexor, but also again through our back. And I think it's important that when we're doing these stretches, that they're sort of like dynamic. They're not done fast, but they're working on several different parts of the body at one time. So really nice and simple. We're going to go down. We're going to create a little bit of a lunge. I'm going to start in turning in this direction. So we're always turning against the standing knee. We're going to now feel we've got a little bit of a stretch in our right hip flexor. Grab the TheraBand, and again, I want you to feel like it's shoulder width apart. Put it behind the head. And if you can feel that we keep the same distance between both hands as we do this, and making sure that we're keeping this knee, we don't want to feel that this knee's falling away and falling away towards us. It's very important that we imagine we've got a wall against this left knee and we feel that we keep it solid. This will really create a good stretch between the upper and the lower. And in the golf swing, the bigger we can create a stretch, the X factor stretch between our hips and our shoulders, the more club head speed we're going to create during that backswing and really load up for the downswing. So again, above the head, really feeling we keep that tension and keep that same distance apart. Turn, keeping that knee solid and planted, and just go as far as you can to begin with, and then back to the start. And I would do this and I do it slowly, and each time you'll feel maybe we can get a little bit further. So again, I'm going to do my second rep this side. Turn, keeping the same distance apart, knee solid, and back. So I would do roughly between 8 sets each side. So it's time for an explosive one. This one's going to concentrate on stretching our hip flexor, but also activating these glutes. We've all heard it when Tiger tees off the first tee in a major, activate your glutes. So it's time for you to do an exercise that does that. Really nice and simple. We're going to start with our left leg in front of us first. We're going to move up to the sky, going on one leg, down, feel the stretch, explode up. But to make this a variation harder, we're going to start with the hands above our head. Raise the right knee. Right leg behind, feel the stretch in the hip flexor, and from this position now, keeping the hands above our head, we're really going to feel like we throw the right leg in front of us and explode, but it's important that we're balanced as we do this. So up and down, up and down. So really feeling a stretch, but also activating those glutes. Variation now, we're going to go the right foot in front, so we're going to be activating each side. Left leg up, behind, feel the stretch in the left hip flexor now. Explode up and down and up. So as we're doing this, we're feeling a stretch in the hip flexor, we're getting those glutes activated and really making sure we're explosive through the golf swing, but also working on general balance too. So this is a move which kind of really represents what we do in the golf swing. The body moves exactly how we want to. So we can either have a friend, or we could anchor it to something in the locker room before we go out. It's really nice and simple. Mike, could you hold that for me? So we could work this on the back swing and on the through swing. So we're going to place the TheraBand on the opposite side to where your friend is or where you've got it anchored. Place the other hand across the chest and anchor it in with both hands. We're going to feel like now we're going to create a stretch and hold. So you'll feel a tiny bit of resistance. Now we can use the different coloured bands to make the resistance harder or easier. Move back and pause. So this would be my backswing for a right-handed player. Back and pause. So I would generally like to feel the backswing is slower, mate, just because I feel like we get the stretch a bit better. And then as we swap over now, if we do the downswing, this is where I think we can get a little bit athletic with it. So again, we go to the opposite shoulder, anchor it in, and now we can get a little bit athletic with it. And again, feeling like we've got the stretch, but doing it at a little bit of speed. And anchoring it to something which is stable, or a buddy holding it is really easy to do. So if you're someone that's a little bit more of a gym goer, this is something that's really good for you. All it's going to be is a standing deadlift. Now, this is something that me and Mike spoke about in our second video about how we can actually stand to the goal ball better. So having really strong hamstrings is really good, important for holding ourselves in our posture. If we've got weak, then we're not going to be able to support our glutes and we're not going to be able to support our body throughout the backswing. So really nice and simple. Weight can vary depending on your ability and depending on your strength capabilities. Slight bend in the knees. I want you to feel as though you're like a crane. We're going to go bow forward. We're going to feel that the bum stays exactly where it is. Lower ourselves down. Carefully pick up that weight. We don't want to do this where we're going to be jerking it up fast. We don't want to cause ourselves any injury. Really nice and smooth. We're going to feel that the distance between the weight and our shoulder stays the same. So we're not changing that. Down, slight bend in the knees, up and hold. Keeping the bum where it is, looking forwards, down, up and hold. So we're looking to really feel the stretch at the top of our hamstrings and all the way down as we do this. Down, hold. And this is really, really good for getting our hamstrings nice and strong and ultimately being able to support our posture throughout the golf swing.
So there you have it. Thanks very much to Alex there for demonstrating some of the moves that you can either do at home in the locker room before you tee off, or also if you are a gym goer, that deadlift move as well. As I say, I've been working on my strength and flexibility. Definitely can feel the improvements in my golf game, in my swing, distance I'm hitting the ball. It's something there for you to try and incorporate it. As Alex said, it's at whatever level is comfortable for you. Don't overdo it, but definitely if you try and work on your strength and flexibility, you will see improvements in your golf game. So remember, give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Remember to follow Alex on his channels and also follow us through this journey for me to get fast and hopefully go low by the end of the season.